Hi YouTube, and welcome back to another tutorial on WinCC from Siemens. What we're just going to quickly do is we looked at creating ourselves a faceplate in the last video. This one we're just going to have a quick look at layers, and then we'll continue with our faceplate because there's a little bit more to the faceplate than we've already covered. What I really wanted to cover for the actual layers is, if anybody's ever been involved with AutoCAD or anything similar, you know that when you're drawing an electrical diagram, or whether you're doing any mechanical drawings, that the drawing itself can get quite messy. So what you tend to do as a draftsman is you will split the drawing up into various layers. So for example, if you've got all your dimensions on the drawing, you create a dimension layer. And then if you've got a particular type of or a particular area of the drawing, for example, let's say you're doing storage tanks, you may put the tanks under one layer, the pipe work under another layer, the pumps under another layer, the valves on a different layer, and so on and so forth. And what this enables you to do is to switch those layers on and off, so that it makes it easier for you to draw, to see, and everything else. And you can also print those layers individually. Basically, it's the same idea with WinCC. I haven't particularly made this screen very messy, but as you can see, what I've done is I've put a few buttons on there. I haven't set them to anything apart from the faceplate. If we run the program, you can see that we just get our buttons and our little faceplate works, and it closes down as well. None of these do anything different, just that last one for a faceplate. Now I could do the same thing, and I can add another faceplate into one of the other buttons here, which I will do now, and then come back to the video once we've finished that. So now what we've done is, if we take a look at our main screen again, I've created yet another little faceplate that's gone over the top. Now, as you can see, it's now getting a little bit messy. We can't see the buttons that are underneath this little faceplate here, and we've lost some of the things there. So what we're going to do is we're going to set them to layers. Now you always, if you go to your main screen here, you will go down to the layers, and you always must have a layer 0. Okay, that is the default layer, and you can't change that. Okay, so always layer 0 is going to be your base screen. If we go to our individual buttons here, or our individual faceplates or buttons for that example, what we're going to do is go down to select your faceplate, or whatever object it is. It doesn't have to be a faceplate. I'm only using faceplates for as an example, and I can now set that to layer 1. I can set this faceplate to layer 2. Now if I go back to the screen by just clicking anywhere on the base screen, I can turn off layer 1 and layer 2, and that uncovers the other objects that were underneath. So I can do what I need to do. I can access the properties and do what I need to do, and then if I need to re-show those layers again, just go back onto the main screen to layers, and then click layer 1 on and layer 2 on. Alternately, I could set anything. So those are layers 1 and layer 2, so let's turn those off. I could set these to layer 3, that 3, and that one, oops, to 3. Okay, so again, I can turn those off, and then I can put one up, and I can work on object on layer 1, or I can work on the object layer 2, or I can work on the objects under layer 3. And I can put them all back there again to see. The layers have no effect when you're running, so that when we actually run, whoops, I've obviously done one wrong there. What you can do is turn these things on and off as you normally would. This just makes it very simple for you to work on these objects without under each layer, without one covering the others. Okay, I hope that's been useful. Those last two buttons didn't work. Let me just see if I can get them working and I can show you where they are. Back again and making them work. The reason why these didn't work was that they were ordered on the screen incorrectly. They were sent to the background and they needed to be brought on top, which is why it made it difficult for us to see the other buttons below. So as we see by running the program now, irrespective of what layer they've been put on, all of the buttons now appear and they work in the way that they're supposed to work, but they needed to be brought on top, and these buttons actually had the order of having priority to be on the top. Hence, when we ran the program, it went a little bit funny. So yeah, obviously you've got to make sure that you've ordered them correctly so that when you do press them, they'll come on. And that's basically layers. It makes it very simple just for you to turn these layers on and off and create them as a layer, as we did there, and then go back to the screen and have them be able to turn them on and off. Okay, that's basically layers. Fairly simple and straightforward. Just remember the order of your objects when you come to try and run them on your program. Okay, for now we'll leave it at that. We're going to take another look at face plates, which is really why I looked at these face plates again, just to show you. Oops, I've done it again. I've missed the layer out, missed the order out. But basically we will be looking at what we can do with these a little bit more in depth in the next video. Alright, for now, take care, and